Hi guys, hope you're all okay. Welcome back to the channel. So I did a video about 2 weeks ago saying that I was looking to build a ham radio shed shack outdoor room type building. So sort of the thing that's all the rage at the moment is these what everyone's calling outdoor rooms. So they are an outdoor room, it's like a shed but with sort of the home comforts of an indoor room in the garden. So I sort of did start this video at another angle, so I'm going to show you some bits as I go through and hopefully you'll get the idea of what I'm doing here. So I wanted a shed type building, but I wanted it to be sealed, waterproof, windproof, secure, and I hope you can hear me over the wind noise, and obviously well built, solid, sturdy, dead strong, and something that's going to stand the test of time. So garden sheds that you look at in shops just don't really cut it for me. Some of them are like dead flimsy, they wouldn't last without tons of additional treatment and things like that. So I just wanted something like what we've started here that's going to like stand the test of time and actually last and withstand the elements. So I'm going to sort of show you around it, show you how it's been built. I mean, we've still got quite a long way to go yet on it, but it is coming together. The other thing as well is that the buildings and sheds that you can get from other places seem to be dead small, so they're not big enough to sort of serve a purpose. So this one that we've built is 16 foot by 8 foot, so it's quite a big shed. You'll have to excuse me, hay fever's really bad. It's 16 foot by 8 foot, so it's quite a big shed really, quite a big space to work in. So I've got plenty of ideas of what I'm going to put in there and how it's going to sort of be laid out, which I thought I'd touch base with you guys in this video for, because I did put the feelers out there and a lot of you responded with feedback, and it's good. I thought it's for YouTube filming. It's going to be like a place to house radio equipment and stuff. It's not going to be the main shack. If you watch the other video, you'll know that the main shack's going to be in the loft, but I'm waiting to get the loft converted. That's going to be another thing. So this is sort of like an outdoor type secondary shack and a place to store like loads of stuff that I don't really want in the house. I've got like big old radios and a lot of scrap radios and bits and pieces that don't work and stuff that looks nice that never gets used that I didn't want to clutter up the house with. Antennas, you know, I've got like a Diamond X50 that I just didn't want in the house. So this is going to be another safe place, and it's going to be dry and warm and suitable for sort of working in as well and filming in and things like that. So yeah, so I'm just going to show you basically what I've started with so far. I'll pick the camera up, it's not going to be like a fancy video. So you can see here, if I just step out, we've got the main body of the shed, and this started off as like the floor, went up through the walls, did the tops of the walls, and then the roof as you'd expect. So it's made of OSB, so this stuff's really strong. And what we did is we did a base which is built on, you can't see, I've just put this under here to stop Luna, the little dog, from getting underneath, but it's built on brick on this flagged area, but it's been levelled and built on brick, on a brick base, on a timber frame. And then, so what we did was we built the timber frame, stood it up on its side, stood it up like there against this fence, and then we put the OSB board on, and we've insulated it underneath and then sealed it with another layer of OSB, so it's a completely self-contained insulated base for this thing to sit on. So it's really sturdy. Then what we've done is we built like a framework up the side. So as you can see, we built the corner, the middle and the corner, and then we put 2 OSB boards on it and went all the way around, did exactly the same thing. And then we came back next and we put more supports in, so we did like that one and that one, and then that one and that one, all the way up to the top, and then we put the rest of the OSB board. So behind here is a join of OSB which has been sealed, and then that gives you the actual height all the way around. So as you can see, you can already see like it's a really chunky space to work in. This isn't particularly like a wide angle lens, but that's 8 foot across there, and then of course 16 foot all the way down. As you can see, it's got the OSB floor, and then we put the roof on. So the roof isn't fully finished yet, although it looks like it is. You can see these supports going across, and you can see like they've got a slightly jagged like diagonal edge. That's just an offcut of the wood. This is all going to be hidden anyway, so it'll sit nice and flush. But we've got the centre support there going to the apex, and it goes back, and we've just got some more of them cross sections made out of this treated timber here to put in, across there, and that'll just make the roof more rigid. And the roof is going to be felted, but I've not got round to doing it yet because I obviously work as well, so I've not had loads of time on this. But these joins are sealed inside and out, so if it does rain, well, it hammered down yesterday. I mean hammered it down, and it stayed dry. We had a little bit of a trickle through that gap there, so I made a slight error cutting the OSB, so I'm going to fill that. And you can see there's a gap down the side of the window yet because it's not been finished off, and it just trickled in through there, just literally a trickle. So this roof got hammered, absolutely soaked yesterday, and it was fine. So yeah, then we did OSB on the back, so behind here is all sealed as well, and then the join in the side, as I say, is sealed, and the joins in the roof are all sealed. So weatherproofing for now is pretty good. I've got some I was actually given this. It's like a thick sort of membrane, like a sort of like a PVC style stuff. The guy, not Tom from over the road, actually gave it me, and he showed it me what he'd used for on his shed, and his shed looked pretty old and it stood the test of time. So I'm going to try that, see what it works like, and if it's no good, I'm just going to felt it with some other stuff. So yeah, that's sort of the inside. I'll come back to that in a second, guys, and show you what I'm going to do with the inside. Got a front door here that you can see. This is like a double glazed door on there, which is reclaimed from something else. What I'm going to do is take this middle panel out and just put a blank UPVC blank in there to make it more secure, because although it's going to be alarmed and stuff, I don't want glass in there because anyone can smash that and get in there. So that works well. And then of course a little reclaimed window here as well. I didn't want too many windows in it purely because of security and stuff, and you can see the roof on there. And this OSB board is pretty sturdy. This was intentional, so there's a gap on the opposite diagonal corner, just to help with it being rigid. But this is all screwed down, and we're just going to rip a piece off on the table saw and just put that in there just to finish that off. But yeah, it's pretty good, guys. I'm quite impressed with it. Just another piece of trim to go up there of OSB. We've got some OSB left down here. I think there's 20 sheets gone into this, and that's the only offcut, so not bad on wastage. And then the actual framework, that's the only wastage there is, which isn't too bad. So as you can see, it goes right to the back there, right down to the corner. So I'm really happy with it. I think it's going to be great. So if we just go back inside, I'll show you what I'm thinking I want to do with it. So on this side, I'm going to put a 13-foot worktop in with the legs. Well, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. What's going to happen is this is all going to be sealed with a membrane, and then it's going to be insulated with Kingspan, and then it's going to be plasterboarded over, and then any gaps filled and sealed, and it's just going to be painted white. I'm not going to skim it or plaster over it, because buildings like this, you know, despite best efforts, will move and expand and contract with changing temperature. So I don't want to plaster this because I think I'm going to be forever finding cracks. So I'm just going to, all these are all pretty level, so I'm just going to screw plasterboard to this and paint over it, and there's going to be cross sections in there just to support that in case it gets knocked, it doesn't get a hole in it. So that's the plan for the inside. And then, as I say, once it's plasterboarded and all painted and sealed and everything, all the doors and windows all sealed and looking great, it's going to have a worktop down here, sort of here. And then in the corner, I've not decided what I'm going to do yet. I'm thinking I'm going to have like maybe some sort of wardrobe type thing to keep tools and stuff in that I don't really want on display. And then across the back, what I'm thinking is like a shelving unit sort of down there. And I'll just put bits of radios on. I'm thinking, because I want to film YouTube videos in here mainly, it'll be like a backdrop to the video. And then I'm going to have the desk here, and I'll sit at that and face the camera. And it'll have like a stuff behind. And then down this side, I'm just going to have bookshelves. I was going to make shelves, but you can actually buy them. I can buy them cheaper than I can make them. So I'm just going to have some bookshelves down here with like just radios and stuff like that on. So yeah, power. It's going to have mains power off the main house electrics. It's going to have full lighting in here. There'll be lighting in the shelves. I'm going to have lighting across the middle, and then depending on how bright it is in here, I might have sort of LED lighting on one of those little light shelves that you can get around there just to create some light. So it will be pretty light in here. I'm hoping, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Heating, it's going to be heated. So, well, I say it's going to be heated. What I'm going to have is, I'm thinking it's going to be reasonably warm anyway, and I'm just going to have, for like in the winter, just a heater in here on a timer. But I'm thinking of putting a fridge in here as well, and the heat off the back of the fridge is enough just to keep that really deep chill off. But I'm not going to know that until I get to it, guys. So yeah, that's the plan. Flooring wise, for now, I think I'm just going to paint this grey with that sort of outdoor grey paint that you can get. I'm going to laminate it at some point, but not yet. I'm just going to paint it grey for now. And then the outside, this back and this side you can't see from the outside, so it's going to be sealed and felted. And then this side is going to be sealed and painted grey along with the front for now, until I sort some cladding out. But once that OSB is treated and painted in a decent outdoor paint, it'll be fine anyway. But I am going to get around to cladding it, but that'll be further down the line. So that's the plan, guys. So if you have any, there's going to be an internet, it's going to be an Ethernet cable coming in here, so I'm not having to rely on Wi-Fi for the house, because the house is up the top of the garden. Well, the building, the shed's down the bottom of the garden, so the Wi-Fi is not that great down here. So I'm going to just run an Ethernet cable through and a phone cable as well, so it should be pretty good. So I hope I explained myself well enough there, guys. If you have any comments, suggestions, feedback, ideas on what I could do differently on the inside to like sort of furnish this thing, then let me know. Obviously, I'm fully aware there's better ways to do things, and there's more than one way to skin a cat, but I'm not on an endless budget, so I've sort of done it by ear with what I think is going to work for me. So I know there's loads of things that you could do better. There's loads of things that you could do better to heat it, loads of things you could do better to build it, structurally, insulation, all that sort of stuff. So I'm fully aware of that, guys, but like I say, I am not on an endless budget, so I've done what I can with what I've got. So I think I'll leave that one there. That's part one, sort of part one installation on this on the shed. And stay tuned for part two. I'll give you another update when we get some more work on it. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. 7-3 for now.